Our group's topic is Une destination touristique francophone. Everyone in our group is Josh, Denise, Naomi, Miriam, and myself, Sydney. We're going to start off with French fashion. France wouldn't be the center of high-end fashion today without Louis XIV, also known as the Sun King. That's the guy up here in the top left corner. He chose fashion to represent royalty. He wanted fashion to be colorful and meaningful to each person. He made Paris known as the fashion capital, and he wanted the highest qualities of textures and fabrics for all of France, known as haute couture. Many people know Coco Chanel. This is her in the bottom right corner right here. She was a very well-known fashion designer, and she still is to this day. She's also very known in America as well as Paris. In the early 1900s, 1920 to be exact, she opened her first shop in Paris, and that's what this picture right here represents. And after the post-war, a fashion trend came about. It's called the A-line skirt, and it came to right where people's kneecaps ended. So instead of skirts going down to people's feet, it went to kneecaps. And that was made by Christian Dior, followed by YSL copying the same exact trend. Mary Quant is the lady in the top right corner. She is actually from the UK. She's from London, and she protested for women to be able to wear mini skirts, and France followed through with that trend as well. This is Paris Fashion Week of 2023. There's a lot of denim on denim, as well as all designer products being the focal point of the outfits. The lady in the red sweater over here is actually wearing an A-line skirt like I talked about earlier. And the focal point of outfits is like the boots are Chanel and the purse. And most of the outfits in these are very muted tones, and the accessories are popping out. And that's kind of what a focal point means. This slide shows American culture of fashion. You can see our culture also likes denim on denim, but our staples of designer products are not the focal point of the outfit, like in Paris. A lot of people have dyed hair, color blocking outfits, yet you can see even during New York Fashion Week, people are dressed down and casual with only one designer piece. Like this lady right here, she has a bunch of different colors on with color blocking, and the only designer thing is her Chanel purse. In my opinion, la France aime la mode. Je préfère la mode américaine. J'aime aussi la mode Paris. La mode Paris est plus chic.
Next, we have the music portion. On the upper left-hand side of the screen there, the slide, we have Casino de Paris. It opened in 1880 and is where all of the French performers go to sing and perform, to dance. And we have Edith Piaf. She was also known as the Little Sparrow. And then we have Jacques Brel. They both sang in the chanson fashion of singing, which is a combination of folk singing and very romantic and passionate. We also have a famous Francophile, Josephine Baker, and she would sing, and also she performed the famous banana dance at this Casino de Paris. So we have the music of today. As you can see in the upper right, Casino de Paris has been renovated and updated, more modern. We have our singers here, and Serge Gainsbourg, Zaz, and also with the bow tie there is Stromae, French rapper, and Daft Punk is more like techno type. And also here is one of my favorites is Sade, more jazzy blues type singing. In my opinion, La Musique est très importante en culture américaine et française comme la musique ressemble les gens.
So I'm going to be comparing French cuisine and just French meals compared to American meals and the food they eat and what they prefer. So here I just have French cuisine and French meals. Cuisine Francaise et les repas. So here I just have examples of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then dessert. And for breakfast, I have eggs, ham, bread, and milk. For lunch, sandwiches, yogurt, fruits, and chips. Dinner, I have steak, fries, rice, peas, and carrots. And then for dessert, I have les petites fours, which are basically brownies or cookies or little cakes. Les petites fours represents just an array of desserts. It doesn't just have to be one of them. And then et gâteau, chocolate, which is just chocolate cake. And then for my next slide, I just have some traditional French meals. So cuisine Francaise traditionnelle. And while you guys look over those, I'm just going to tell you some facts about French food. So some facts about French food are that there are many different cuisines throughout France, and French meals are typically very long and traditionally ate among family. And then le pain, or bread in general, or baguettes are usually a complimentary side. And snails and oysters are also a common delicacy in France. And then here I am just comparing French cuisine to American cuisine. So compare la cuisine française à la cuisine américaine. And then here I have that Americans eat a lot of fast food, whereas the French culture like to make food at home and use fresh natural ingredients, and they prefer to make food from scratch. And then my opinion, j'aime la cuisine française et la culture française. J'aime la cuisine française par rapport à la cuisine américaine. Les Français préfèrent cuisiner. Les Américains préfèrent les restaurants rapides et les aimés qui cuisinent vite.
In France, the one thing to get used to when talking to French people is how personal that they can be. When greeting someone for the first time, it is customary to usually shake hands with them, but with greeting someone that they know, they will typically do fleur de lis or a kiss on the cheek. This is often seen happening between friends and family and is seen in other cultures as well. In Algeria, or in my own culture, this practice is very common to do, and it also usually happens between friends and family. For my opinion, je pense que la poignée de main est très sérieuse. It signifies de confiance, particulièrement avec les hommes, mais je préfère faire la bise parce qu'il y a plus de personnel qu'une poignée de main. Il est très important pour ma culture.
Hey, it's me, Josh. I'm coming in a little bit after everybody, but today I am going to be doing my part of the presentation on tourist attractions in France and why people would like to visit France. First off, France is one of the most visited countries in the entire world. It's one of the biggest tourist attractions. There are over 117 million tourists that visit France every year. 40 million of those being people from European countries coming into France. A lot of people visit for its diverse and beautiful culture. And today I will be showing you some of the reasons that people love visiting France and some of the tourist attractions that bring so many people in. First, we're going to talk about the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower was built by Gustave Eiffel. Sorry, I had to look at my note right there. Gustave Eiffel. And it was originally used as an entrance for a festival that celebrated the 100-year anniversary of the French Revolution. It was put up just originally as the entrance, but it was only supposed to be there for 20 years. Gustave only had the land protected for 20 years, but eventually it was turned into a radio tower, and that was the reason that it was able to be kept up and why we get it as a beautiful tourist attraction today. Another one of the beautiful attractions is the Arc de Triomphe. It is seen at the bottom of your screen right there, and it was built so that we could pay respects to some of the soldiers that died in the French Revolution. And to the top right is the Louvre, and it is a museum that has some of the most beautiful paintings in the world, as some people would say. Has Greek paintings, Roman paintings, and Egyptian paintings, and is home to the Mona Lisa, which is one of the world's most famous paintings. There are many reasons to stay in France, but the unbeatable cuisine that we talked about earlier in the presentation is one of the big reasons people love France. They have many different cuisines, and the restaurants and architecture around there are very beautiful. And that brings me to another point, is the well-preserved architecture that you can see all around France, and that brings so many people in for tourism. One of the big benefits of traveling to France is how easy it is for tourism. It's set up so, 117 people visit there a year. So many people are coming in from different countries, different backgrounds, so they set it up in an easy way so that you're able to get around easily. There's signs in airports consist of different languages. When I was in the Paris airport, there was a lot of English, so that I was able to find my way around easier, which was super nice. And the people in France are used to tourists, even though sometimes they might not be the most happy to see some tourists. They will always give you a good helping hand and lead you to the right way or where you need to be. And so yeah, those are some of the reasons that you should go to France, stay in France, and what you should see in France.
For our questions, do Americans have a fashion week? What year did the Casino de Paris open? Do Americans eat a lot of fast food?
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.